Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract abundance, success, and peace while others keep repeating the same struggles, the same patterns again and again? What if I told you that the difference is not luck, not circumstances, not even education, but something far more subtle yet infinitely powerful? Your thoughts. Yes, you are what you think. Your entire life, every experience, every relationship, every emotion you feel is shaped by the invisible energy of your thoughts. But here's the truth most people never realize. Your thoughts are not just private whispers in your mind. They are vibrations, frequencies. They are the architects of your reality. So the question becomes, if your thoughts create your world, then what kind of world are you creating? Today we are going to go deep. We will explore the power of the mind, the science and spirituality of thought, how to rewire your brain, how to break free from destructive patterns, and how to unlock your highest potential by mastering the art of conscious thinking. This is not just another motivational talk. This is a doorway to awakening, to embodying your highest self, to transforming your reality from the inside out. Take a breath, and let's begin. Everything begins with a thought. Every invention, every work of art, every revolution, every act of love started as an invisible seed inside the mind. Your thoughts are like sparks. Some fade instantly, others grow into flames that change everything. But here's the secret most people miss. You are not a passive observer of your thoughts. You are the thinker, the creator. The phrase, "you are what you think," is not just poetry. It is literal truth. Because thought is energy, and energy moves matter. Your brain does not know the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. That is why visualizing success can trigger the same neurological pathways as actually experiencing it. Science shows us that every thought you repeat creates new connections in the brain, like trails in a forest. The more often you walk the same path, the deeper it becomes until it feels automatic. This is why people feel stuck in cycles of fear, self-doubt, or limitation, because they are walking the same mental paths every day. But here is the gift. You can choose new paths. You can choose thoughts of love, of power, of gratitude, of vision. And when you do, your brain rewires itself. Your body changes, your energy shifts, your life transforms. So ask yourself, what kind of thoughts dominate your mind every day? Are they lifting you higher or holding you down? The mind is like a garden. If you do not plant flowers with intention, weeds will grow by default. Most of your thoughts are not even your own. They are patterns inherited from childhood, from society, from the people around you. Stories you did not choose, but you still carry. The good news is, you can rewire your brain. Neuroplasticity means your brain is always changing. With focus, repetition, and intention, you can literally sculpt a new version of yourself. Every time you choose a thought of strength over weakness, you are rewiring your brain. Every time you replace "I can't" with "I can," you are rewiring your brain. Every time you visualize your ideal self and feel it as real, you are rewiring your brain. It is like training a muscle. At first it feels difficult, unnatural, maybe even impossible. But with practice, it becomes your new normal. Imagine waking up in the morning and instead of your mind being filled with worry, doubt, and fear, it is filled with clarity, gratitude, and purpose. That is not just a dream. It is a choice, a skill, a practice. And this is the key to transformation. Change your thoughts, and your life must follow. Most people live in cycles they don't even see. They wake up with the same thoughts, repeat the same routines, feel the same emotions, and make the same choices, day after day. And then they wonder why their life doesn't change. This is the trap of unconscious living. When your mind runs on autopilot, you become a prisoner of your own patterns. Fear breeds more fear. Doubt breeds more doubt. Limitation keeps recreating limitation. But here is the truth. The moment you become aware of the pattern, you are no longer trapped inside it. Awareness is the key. The instant you notice, I am repeating the same thought again, you create space. And in that space, you can choose differently. Breaking the pattern is not about fighting your old thoughts. It is about transcending them. Imagine a bird in a cage. The bird can try to fight the bars forever, or it can realize the door has been open all along. Awareness is that open door. Once you see the loop, you can step out. You can create a new reality. And every time you do, you prove to yourself that you are not your past. You are not your conditioning. You are pure potential waiting to be expressed. Thoughts are not passive. They are magnetic. They attract experiences, people, and opportunities that resonate with their frequency. If you constantly think, I am not enough, life will reflect situations where you feel inadequate. If you think everything is working in my favor, you will begin to notice doors opening where you thought there were none. This is manifestation in its purest form, not forcing, not wishing, but aligning. Your inner state of thought and emotion radiates outward, shaping your external reality. The universe responds not to what you say, but to what you truly think and believe. Your dominant vibration is your order to reality. So if you want to manifest love, abundance, peace, creativity, the question is not when will it come? The question is, am I already thinking and feeling as if it is here? Because when you align your thoughts with your desires, you stop chasing and you start attracting. Every thought carries a frequency. Fear vibrates low, anger vibrates low, gratitude, joy, love vibrate high. And your body, your energy field, your aura, they all tune themselves to the frequency of your dominant thoughts. That is why two people can walk into the same room and one attracts connection, light, and opportunity, while the other feels invisible. It is not chance, it is resonance. Think of yourself like a tuning fork. Whatever frequency you hold within, you will call forth in the world around you. If you think thoughts of expansion, possibility, and courage, your frequency rises. And when your frequency rises, your reality shifts. This is why the greatest gift you can give yourself is to choose thoughts that lift you higher, not because you're ignoring reality, but because you are creating a new one. So the real question is, what frequency do you want to live in? Inside you, there is a version of you that already holds everything you desire, a self that is free from fear, aligned with purpose, radiating love, grounded in peace, overflowing with creativity. This is not a fantasy. It is the truest version of you, and the only thing separating you from it are the thoughts you choose to believe. To become your highest self, you must think as that self would think, speak as that self would speak, feel as that self would feel. When you imagine the highest version of you and then begin to embody it in the present moment, you collapse the distance between who you are and who you are becoming. This is the secret. You don't wait to become your highest self one day in the future. You choose to step into it now through thought. And as you think, you become. Most people never learn how to think. They absorb thoughts from their environment, repeat them, and call it reality. But real thinking is intentional. It is the art of choosing what you allow to grow in your mind. To think well is to think with awareness. To pause before reacting, to ask, is this thought lifting me up or pulling me down? Does this thought align with who I want to become? Thinking well does not mean forcing positivity or ignoring pain. It means choosing clarity over confusion, power over helplessness, love over fear. You do not have to believe every thought that enters your mind. Thoughts are clouds. You are the sky. Some clouds pass quickly, some linger. But you are not the cloud. You are the vast space behind it. Infinite, still, unshaken. When you remember this, you gain mastery. You stop being a victim of thought and start being the creator of it. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools you possess. Why? Because your brain does not distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and physical reality. When you close your eyes and see yourself living your dream, embodying your purpose, radiating confidence and peace, your brain lights up as if it is happening now. You activate the same neural pathways, the same chemistry, the same energy. This is why elite athletes, world leaders, and creators practice visualization. They are rehearsing success in the invisible so it can manifest in the visible. But here is the secret most people miss. It is not just about seeing, it is about feeling. To visualize powerfully, you must embody the emotions of your desired reality. Feel the joy, feel the gratitude, feel the certainty. Because when your thoughts and emotions unite, creation begins. Your thoughts are not just mental noise. They are doorways to your soul. When you think with intention, when you choose to elevate your mind, you awaken something deeper within you. A remembrance that you are not just flesh and bone, but consciousness itself. Every time you think a thought of compassion, gratitude, or unity, you are aligning with the essence of your soul. You are resonating with the truth that you are infinite. Your soul is not separate from your thoughts. It speaks through them. It nudges you with inspiration, intuition, ideas that feel alive. When you honor these thoughts, you are not just thinking. You are listening to your higher self. This is why the journey of thought is sacred, because through it you awaken to who you really are. Inside you is limitless potential, not some abstract concept, but a living reality waiting to be expressed. Yet most people never touch it. Because they allow small thoughts to keep them small. They believe, I can't, I'm not ready, I'm not worthy. And those thoughts become walls around their potential. But the truth is, the walls are illusions. They are paper thin, made only of belief. When you choose new thoughts, thoughts of courage, faith, vision, you tear those walls down. You unlock energy you did not know you had. You awaken creativity, strength, and wisdom that have been sleeping within you. Your potential is not something you find outside. It is something you uncover inside by mastering the power of thought. Thought is energy. Energy shapes consciousness, and consciousness creates transformation. Every thought you think sends ripples into the field of reality. It is like dropping a stone into water. The ripples expand outward, touching everything around you. When you raise the quality of your thoughts, you raise your entire vibration. You shift how people feel around you. You transform the way life responds to you. This is why inner work is the most powerful form of change. When you elevate your consciousness, you are not just improving your own life, you are elevating the collective field of humanity. So never underestimate the power of one thought. It can heal, it can inspire, it can transform not only you, but everyone connected to you. To truly master your thoughts, you must go beyond theory. You must embody them. It is not enough to think you are abundant. You must walk, speak, breathe as abundance itself. It is not enough to think you are powerful. You must embody power in the way you move, in the way you choose, in the way you love. Embodiment is the bridge between thought and reality. When you consistently live as if your desired self is already here, the gap disappears. You become it. This is the essence of transformation. To think, to feel, and to act as the highest version of you, until there is no difference between the thought and the reality. because in truth, they are one. Gratitude is not just a polite habit, it is a frequency. When you think grateful thoughts, you shift your vibration instantly. You align yourself with abundance. Gratitude transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It makes what you already have more than enough. And from that state of fullness, life responds with more to be grateful for. Every time you pause and think, and thank you for this breath, thank you for this body, thank you for this moment, you are training your mind to focus on abundance instead of lack. Gratitude is not just appreciation, it is manifestation. Because when you live in gratitude, you are signaling to life, I already have, I am already full, and from fullness, more flows. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align, you experience harmony. This is alignment, the state where your inner world and outer world reflect each other with ease. Most suffering comes from misalignment, thinking one thing, feeling another, and doing something completely different. It tears the soul apart. But when you choose thoughts that match your heart and actions that match your thoughts, you begin to live as your authentic self. Alignment feels effortless. Opportunities flow. Synchronicities appear. Life feels lighter, as if you are being carried instead of pushing uphill. This is why alignment is the highest form of efficiency. It is not about working harder, but about thinking and living in truth. Thoughts have a strange habit. They like to live in the past and in the future. Regret about what has already happened. Anxiety about what has not yet come. But the only place you can truly live is here. Now, when you bring your thoughts into the present, something miraculous happens. Fear dissolves. Because fear is always about tomorrow. Regret disappears because regret is always about yesterday. The present moment is pure power. When your thoughts rest here, you open the door to peace. You gain clarity. You experience the fullness of life, not as an idea, but as reality. The more often you think in the present, the more alive you feel. And the more alive you feel, the more magnetic your energy becomes. A limiting belief is just a thought you repeated so many times that you forgot it was a choice. I am not good enough. I will never succeed. People like me don't get opportunities. These are not truths. They are thoughts, and thoughts can be replaced. The way to release a limiting belief is not to fight it, but to question it. Ask yourself, is this thought absolutely true? Who would I be without this thought? What if the opposite were possible? Every time you question a limiting belief, it loses its grip. And in that space, you can plant new beliefs. Thoughts of expansion, possibility, worthiness, and power. You are not the prisoner of your beliefs. You are the author of them, and you can write a new story at any moment. The more you elevate your thoughts, the more your frequency rises, and when your frequency rises, your life rearranges itself to match it. This is why joy attracts joy. Love attracts love. Abundance attracts abundance. Life is an echo of your vibration. You do not need to fix the entire outside world. You only need to shift your inner world. When you live in thoughts of love, gratitude, peace, and vision, you begin to vibrate at a level where miracles are normal. Higher frequencies are not just emotions. They are states of being. They are gateways into a life that feels aligned with your soul. So ask yourself daily, what frequency am I tuning into? And then choose the higher one. Every spiritual awakening begins with a single realization. I am not my thoughts. I am the one who observes them. When you realize this, you step out of the storm of the mind and into the stillness of awareness. You are no longer lost inside every thought. You are watching them, choosing them, guiding them. This is true freedom, not the absence of thoughts, but mastery over them. And with mastery comes awakening. Because once you see that your thoughts create your reality, you no longer wait for life to change. You become the change. You awaken to the truth that you are consciousness itself. Limitless, eternal, creative, your thoughts are not the end. They are the beginning, the doorway, the first spark of awakening. Every thought creates an emotion, and every emotion reinforces the thought. It is a loop, a cycle, an energy feedback system. Think a thought of fear and your body floods with anxiety. That anxiety generates more fearful thoughts, which create more fear. But the same is true for love. When you think a thought of gratitude or joy, your body releases peace, openness, expansion. That energy attracts more loving thoughts. This is why mastering thought is the foundation of mastering emotion. You do not need to control your feelings directly. You only need to shift the thoughts that give birth to them. And as your emotions rise, so does your frequency, your vibration, your reality. Most people live as unconscious creators. They think without awareness, speak without intention, act without clarities, and then wonder why their life feels random, chaotic, out of control. But the truth is, you are always creating. Every thought, every word, every belief is shaping your reality. The question is not whether you are creating, but whether you are creating consciously. When you wake up to this truth, life transforms. You begin to think deliberately, speak deliberately, act deliberately. You stop being a victim of circumstance and step into the role of creator. This is the path of power, the path of freedom, the path of awakening. Every day you are offered thousands of thoughts. They rise in your mind like clouds in the sky. Some are heavy and dark. Some are light and radiant. The art of living is choosing. You do not need to control which thoughts appear, but you can choose which ones to feed, which ones to nurture, which ones to let go. Choosing thoughts is like choosing food. If you consume negativity all day, you will feel heavy and weak. If you choose thoughts of gratitude, love, vision, and peace, you will feel nourished, strong, and alive. So the question is not, what am I thinking? The question is, what thoughts am I choosing to keep? Thought is not only mental, it is spiritual. It is the bridge that connects the unseen with the seen. Every creation begins as thought. Every transformation begins as thought. Thought is the meeting point between soul and body, between the invisible and the visible. When you honor your thoughts as sacred, you awaken to their true power. You see them not as random noise, but as instruments of creation. And when you choose thoughts that align with your soul, you build bridges to realities that once seemed impossible. The final step is embodiment, to not only think, not only visualize, not only believe, but to live. To live as your highest self means to carry the vibration of that self in every breath, every word, every choice. It means asking yourself daily, what would the highest version of me think right now? What would the highest version of me do right now? And then choosing it. This is how you collapse time. This is how you dissolve the gap between who you are and who you are becoming. Because in truth, you are already that self. You are simply remembering. Take a moment, breathe, and reflect. Your thoughts are not small. They are not meaningless. They are the seeds of your reality, the architects of your destiny, the silent creators of your world. When you master your thoughts, you master your life. When you elevate your thoughts, you elevate your soul. When you choose thoughts aligned with love, gratitude, power, and vision, you step into the highest version of yourself. You are not your past. You are not your fear. You are not your limitations. You are what you choose to think. Right now, in this moment. So choose wisely. Choose consciously. Choose thoughts that expand you, liberate you, awaken you. Because when you change your thoughts, you change everything. This journey does not end here. It is only the beginning. Eclipsera Soul was created for one purpose: to guide you back to your essence, to remind you of the power of your mind, the beauty of your soul, and the infinite potential that lives within you. Every video here is an invitation to awaken, to align, to transform, to rise into the version of yourself you came here to be. If this message has touched you, if you feel the shift, if you are ready to step deeper into your own power, then I invite you to join this community. Subscribe to Eclipsera Soul, not just for content, but for a journey into awakening. Together, we are not just consuming words. We are creating a new world, because when we master our thoughts, we master our reality. And when we master our reality, and we change the world. So remember, you are what you think, and your highest self is already waiting for you.